Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special live stream. Every Monday we go live for our Alpha only members, but tonight, with the madness of the last 24 hours, we decided to bring a stream to everyone. It has been absolutely insane over the last 24 hours. The biggest liquidation event in history. And tonight we're going to try and dissect it all. So this is just a teaser. This is a bit of a taster for what you get as an alpha member in CC Pro. And as I said, we do this every single week. And this is what we dive into on Monday evenings after the Sunday night close. But tonight we thought everybody deserved a bit of relief from the markets, so they got to see a bit behind the curtain, and you can see what an alpha stream looks like. We'll cover how to get involved and how to be a CC Pro member, how to be an alpha member later, but let's have a look at Bitcoin. So over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin sold off over the weekend, and last night into this morning UK time we had an enormous capitulation event, some estimating as high as $10 billion worth of leverage was wiped out. We saw panic selling, we saw loads of fear mongering on Twitter, and it was all utter nonsense in our opinion, in my opinion. It was all just narrative to justify the crash. We'll cover that in a second. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So we actually closed pretty bullish on Thursday, looking like we could move up and potentially go on to all-time high on Friday. We've obviously got all the bullish news around Trump and around the executive order, the strategic Bitcoin reserve, so everybody was feeling good about the market. Friday night though, we sold off and finished Friday down about just under 4.5%, and that just carried on into the weekend with 3 red candles. But the real damage was done last night after the weekly candle closed, and around midnight UK time, Bitcoin dropped 6.7%, which from the high of Friday culminated in a 14% dump, wiping out every bit of leverage in the system. Apparently this was all a response to tariffs from Trump on Canada, Mexico and China, and that was the excuse given for the dump, with market participants freaking out about the macro world. And yeah, they sold what they could. Bitcoin crypto is one of the most liquid assets on the planet. It's the easiest to get your hands on cash, especially at weekends when TradFi is closed, Wall Street's closed. You can't get your money out of banks, but you can get your money out of crypto, and that is why we see a lot of panic selling when there is a market dump. If we have a look at today though, from the bottom, early hours of this morning, we are now up almost 11%, 11.02%. We are up over $10,000 on the day from the very bottom. We reached 91.5 at the lowest, maybe a bit lower, 91.3. And yeah, we bounced off some key levels, which we'll cover when we start going into altcoins shortly. In my opinion, this was literally just a flush of leverage. Every bull run we see a massive flush of leverage. It just clears out all the long traders, wipes out loads of leverage in the system before things get very, very exciting and the huge euphoric stage kicks off. We've saw it before, we've saw it a few times recently, but we also saw it in March 2020 with the COVID crash, and we'll have a look at that chart later as well. If we have a look at Ethereum, we can see Ethereum got absolutely destroyed, closing Friday night up around $3,300. It dropped over 35%, reaching $2,100, back to the bottom of this support line. And yeah, anyone trading altcoins, because Ethereum dropped so hard, all the altcoins got decimated as well. But again, Ethereum's bounced pretty nicely today. We are currently up 28%, which is a pretty significant move given the market cap of Ethereum. Now, one of the reasons I think it's easy to say this was manipulation is the Ethereum price chart. So on the Ethereum 4-hour chart, you can see that we've been in this downtrend since December the 16th. We have tapped this resistance level a few times now, once back in March, and then once in the start of December, once in the middle of December. So everybody assumes that the third time we touch this level, we will break it. That's typical for chart patterns. But we've been in this downtrend since the 16th of December. Again, we've tapped this a few times now as well. So on Friday, we got finally through this resistance line. We broke through and we closed at $3,430 late on Friday afternoon. And to me, that just sums up the manipulation. Everybody's been watching this chart. Everybody knows that when this line breaks, we were going to go to all-time highs, hopefully. And everybody was feeling very bullish on Friday afternoon. Trump was buying Ethereum. There was loads of bullish news about altcoins, ETFs getting filed, the digital asset, strategic reserve. Everyone was feeling very bullish. And market makers chose that moment to start the cascading dump. And to show it was real manipulation, they held the price at this support level on Sunday morning. So looked like it was forming a bottom at this key support level that dates back quite a while. And then Sunday night, just as the news of the tariffs got announced, that's when they pulled the plug and liquidated every single person. I think there was over 1 million traders that got liquidated in 24 hours. Like I say, it was the biggest liquidation event in crypto history, which, if you factor in COVID and the FTX crash, FTX went bankrupt with everybody's assets on it. This was no small event. For me, pure manipulation. What it might mean is that we actually see some pro-crypto regulation on market makers, because they would have made an absolute fortune. If we have a look on Twitter, you can see that the CEO of Bybit was saying that he reckoned it was about $10 billion of liquidations. But today, at the bottom, when there's loads of fear in the market, we get Trump signing an executive order to create a sovereign wealth fund, and Trump goes and buys 86,000 Ethereum in the last 7 hours. So if that doesn't show it was a manipulated dump, I don't know what does. You've got President Trump scooping up Ethereum from panic sellers. So let's have a look at some altcoins. Let's have a look at XRP. XRP up quite significantly on the day, dropped as low as 176, but we are now trading up almost a full dollar. We're at 52% move up right now. Hopefully we can reclaim this trend line here, and then it just becomes a bit of a V bottom recovery and a bit of a fake out move. You can see on the daily we're almost there. Might take us a couple of days to get back up. Tomorrow we've also got the new crypto czar, David Sachs. He's going to talk about the roadmap for what's coming in the digital asset space in the US. So he's very pro crypto. I expect he's basically going to lay out the plans he has for the US to be the number one for crypto. I can't see how that could be a bullish event. Sorry, a bearish event. We've got Solana. Solana, again, one of the things you'll notice when we go through these charts is how many bounced off previous levels. This level had been tested before support, straight back to it, bounced off it nicely. Let's have a look in the chat before we go through any other coins. Ross is in early. Nice, Ross. Let's get these markets pumping. To me, they are pumping. We're up $101,000. It's the start of February. We've got Trump in the White House. We've got money printing coming, and we have a lot of pro-crypto policy about to get passed in the next few weeks, in my opinion. We've got loads of ETFs that will get approved as well, I think. Can we cover Inspect, Opulus and Borg? Of course, the OGs. Dan, thoughts on selling 5% of XRP? I certainly wouldn't be doing it today, because we've just dropped from all-time high. So if you were going to sell any, you would sell it kind of 330 back at the all-time high. We are currently 20% down from the all-time high. So for me, I'd be holding until we got back up to the top. But you know, risk reward, you might think that's better reward for you. But for me, I think given the reaction of XRP today, the fact that we've bounced so hard, and the fact that compared to other altcoins, XRP never really broke any massive price levels. So for me, I would be very bullish about what's to come for XRP. We've still got the court case looming and the whole settlement with the SEC. So XRP's up massively, but in my opinion, it's got loads more room to go. Michael, cheers for the video tonight. I feel like I'm seeing my therapist. Yeah, we'll cover Link. And yeah, we'll have a look through a lot of the altcoins. Abdul's saying 10 billion, but 2 billion reported. Yeah, it's to do with how quick they could actually report it. And Jordan saying UTK is integrating with Binance Pay. Nice. Right, let's cover some alts. So let's have a look at Opulus for our man Ross, who is actually an alpha member, so he would be on this stream every week anyway. And to be fair to Ross, he normally has some good requests. For me, Opulus, I mean, it did get slammed down last night, 15%. Not as bad as some, obviously not as bad as Ethereum. We've bounced back up above this support level as well. Closing the day above it is always bullish. We've been saying this for weeks. There's not a lot of liquidity in the market. That's why it was so easy for market makers to move the price over the weekend. It's really easy to move price when there's not a lot of buys and sells in the market, because the order books are thin. So that's why all these moves always happen Saturday, Sundays, bank holidays, things like that. That's when the most manipulation happens, because there's not a lot of liquidity to hold up price. For me, that's why we're seeing a lot of these altcoins like Inspect, Opulus, MV, LimeWire, Flame, could go through millions of them. Even if we go higher on here, we've got a lot of the meme coins, obviously. You've got some of the AI coins. They're all getting absolutely crushed. It's just pure liquidity in the market. Although the total market cap is high, it's $3 trillion, more than that now, but a lot of that is tied up in Bitcoin, and a lot of it doesn't move. And then we've also got XRP holding a lot of that market cap, 200 billion. So if you add Bitcoin plus XRP, you've got $2.2 trillion of a 3 trillion market cap, which most people are just buying and holding. Most people hold Bitcoin and they're holding it for 200k. Most people are holding XRP for $5, $7, $9, $13. So 2.2 trillion of a $3 trillion market doesn't really trade. So then you've got 800 billion that's actually trading between what, 20,000, maybe even 30,000 meme coins, altcoins. That is not a lot of liquidity, and that's why we're seeing, you know, you'll see one day, so Velo's pumped today, 9%, nice, but tomorrow it might sell off 5% and something else will pump, because it's just people moving around the market chasing the next pump. So yeah, I think things like Opulus, MV, LimeWire are kind of coins that we've kind of made ourselves known for holding. It's just a matter of liquidity, it's just a matter of time, and as soon as that liquidity tap comes from central banks, and it's coming, it's probably going to start very, very soon. probably this week, then we will see that liquidity flow into the market. It's going to be in the trillions of dollars, and it's going to send crypto flying. So for me, I think I've said this before, but this $2 level, I think is quite a key level. That's somewhere I'd be, especially if I was buying here. I think 4 cents was where we bought the first time round. So we're not much above that now. So yeah, to $2 would be quite a nice move. And then from there, I would probably just leave a moon bag, but I would be trimming on the way up. I still think it can get back up to the highs that we've seen before. Let me go to the monthly, it might be easier. But just because we think it can get there doesn't mean we'll be holding out for it. Yeah, there's a 42x. Just from here to $2. It's then got another 3x from there, so it's at 120x potential from here. But like I say, I wouldn't hold out. Just it could fall short, and then you're left holding a bag of an altcoin that's definitely going to drop 80 to 95% in the next bear market. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about Oculus. And I think these conversations about liquidity are really important because it helps you not get too stressed out about timings, because we're literally just waiting on a tap being turned on. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance, we've been saying for a few weeks we think it had topped. Obviously last night's liquidation event kind of changed that. But I'd be interested to see if we actually get a close tonight. So we've got 3.5 hours left. I think this could be a fake out. I think tomorrow's announcement and policy over the next few weeks is going to be very pro altcoins. It'll benefit Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin will probably get put in the sovereign wealth fund that Trump's talking about, and that'll kick off nation state buying of Bitcoin. But I actually think the market that will benefit the most from regulation is the altcoin market, because if you think about crypto, Bitcoin's already got clarity, it's already institutionally adopted, it's got all the regulation it needs for people to buy it. Crypto doesn't. So I do think the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin dominance, all these charts are going to reverse really hard over the next 3 months. And I think that will all come from regulation, because they have been absolutely screwed over by regulation over the past 3 or 4 years. So once that flips bullish, it will allow people to adopt altcoins, hold altcoins, and actually start developing actual use case for altcoins. And that's why we've been very bullish on the utility token bull run, and we do think that we're going to see a massive shift in capital. I think people on meme coins have just been playing until utility tokens take off, and I think we'll see that massive capital move and shift to utility tokens very soon. I also think we talk about top signals, and you can have a top signal in each market. So if DeFi kicks off and there's a massive euphoric phase for DeFi, then there will be a DeFi top signal. I think the Trump and Melania coin was the top signal for memes. That's not to say memes can't do well over the next 6 to 12 months, but for me, that's not where the major gains are going to be made. I think meme coins are probably finished. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance, hopefully this is the final phase of dominance, and then we start reversing. You can see total 2 got absolutely hammered, but it's bounced back up today. If we look at the weekly chart, if we close here, then we're still up. Yeah, let's have a look. So we've kind of been in this fallen wedge, which looks very similar to this fallen wedge on the total market cap. So as you can see, we fell short of the all-time high, went into a falling wedge, and then broke out. If you look at total 2, we're kind of doing that as well. Fell short of the all-time high, just. We're in a falling wedge. Does look like this level here, if we close above it, takes out the March high, and then we can start breaking out. And then I do think we'll see a $3 trillion altcoin market very soon, and then probably top out close to 5 trillion this cycle, which is like 3 or 4x from here. Should be very bullish. So for anyone on the stream, because this comes up a lot, either in CC Pro or on any stream, CC Pro, any DMs. Let's just have a look here. If you want to know where a coin is listed, you just go to Coin Market Cap. CoinGecko does the same thing, and you just go down here and it tells you where it's all listed. So I think it's Jen. Was it Jen that asked? Yeah. So for everybody listening, this comes up every single day. People ask where you can buy something. Just go to CoinMarketCap, type in the coin, and then it'll tell you where to buy. It tells you the liquidity, it tells you if it's a centralized exchange. You can check what decentralized exchanges it's on. Quite a handy tip, to be fair. So I guess the most important question is, where do we think we're going next? For me, I think Bitcoin now goes on to all-time high. I think that was a massive test, and the follow through today, this is a bullish engulfing candle, so it's engulfing the previous day's candle. For me, that is a massive signal to the market, the strength of this market. And I think another interesting aspect about all markets right now is, over the last 2 years, we've seen big tech in the US dominate. So if you held Nvidia, Meta, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Amazon, the Mag 7 stocks, you did very well over the last 2 or 3 years. Not crypto well, but you did well in terms of returns. But when we see Trump, he's now talking about AI, he's talking about small business, and he's talking about crypto. So that's why everybody's chasing this AI pump. You see everybody try to announce something AI related. But I do think we will see this rotation of money from this Mag 7 stock into some of the smaller companies and into the broader market, into altcoins, into crypto over the next few months. And the biggest reason for that is just eventually there's not as much upside. If you're a hedge fund and you invest, say, I don't know, $100 million, and you're going to invest, are you going to buy Mag 7 right now? The most you can hope for is like a 20-30% upside over the next 2 years. If you buy an altcoin, you could see a 20% move in 2 days. You could see it in an hour, depending on what altcoin you buy. So, and I'm not saying they're going to dump 100 million into altcoins, but I do think we will see that move for hedge funds, banks, pension funds into digital assets, because the upside potential is so much superior than buying a Google or a Microsoft or something like that. Inspect, to be fair, back to this level here, it's been absolutely crushed. The problem with Inspect is it's still relatively new. It had this massive run up in December 2023, so just over a year ago, but we don't really have much price history before then. I would like to see it reclaim this level here, so around 0.012. Once it reclaims that, then yeah, I think that'll be the bottom. I think this will be the bottom. We'll probably see something like 2 seconds. We'll probably see it move up, back down, and then up. That's like a spring and back test pattern. So yeah, I would imagine that's the type of path we'll take for Inspect. But again, such a small altcoin, small market cap, they seem to get hurt the worst when we have these dumps. And it's just a conviction play. If you think about it, if you hold, even if you only hold like whatever the number is, say you hold 100 grand of crypto and you are actually panicking that that's it, like the bull run was over last night, the markets are crashing, there's no way this is going to go to all-time highs, you sell the worst coins first. And that's not me saying Inspect's a bad coin. I hold Inspect, I'm bullish on Inspect, but you're going to sell Inspect before you sell Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. You just work your way up. So that's why these small altcoins get absolutely slammed first and the hardest, because everybody sells those and then they work their way up until either the market settles down or they manage to calm their emotions down. Let's have a look at Borg. Some bounce, to be fair. Retraced back to 22 cents, which is hilarious because I feel like 22 cents was a level everybody in CC Pro was talking about for ages. So yeah, nice reaction today. Dropped to 22 cents. We're already back up at 30 cents. Up 40% on the, well, 39% on the day. This kind of wedge, parallel channel, consolidation, whatever you want to call it, is coming to an end very soon. And yeah, we'll go much higher, but yeah, quite a bullish level to go back to. And this is how you know it's just crazy manipulation in the market, like resistance there, resistance, 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 resistance here. We bounce perfectly off it. But yeah, like Dex says, we do this every week for alpha members. Come on the stream, do a bit of Q&A, a bit of market analysis, go through the entire market, what we're seeing, what we expect, unique opportunities for alpha members, and obviously help with any questions they have about the market. I'd like to say we've kept a few people sane over the last few months. I'm looking at you, Ross Baxter. Yeah, it's part of the alpha membership, so yeah, check it out. The link's in the description, it's pinned at the top as well. And we do requests even for some niche coins. Let's have a look at some more altcoins just before. I want to look at gold as well. Let's have a look at Solana. So Solana still up massively. And again, when we talk about previous liquidation events, Solana's had more than its fair share of them. This year doesn't look as big on this chart, but I can assure you it was. You can see back in June, again a Saturday, always happens at a weekend, this move down was 27% in Solana. Everybody was saying it was going to $3. It was to do with the Celsius bankruptcy, and yeah, as you can see, it recovered quite nicely and got on up out there. And this was at a time when there was no liquidity in the market, boring summer, Wall Street's on holiday, and it still managed to go on and have a massive run up. And BNB's done the exact same. So hopefully a lot of you remember we streamed this breakdown quite a lot, actually, because this was in CZ. I think he got arrested or he was getting sentenced, whatever it was. And again, this is where you can see market makers completely playing investors. So we literally got hammered down. What's that? 7 days, dropped 15%, which at the time one of the biggest market cap coins outside Bitcoin and Ethereum. Tested this support level once, twice, 3 times, dropped below the support level with a candle close as well, which on the daily is massively bearish, but then we didn't follow through, and that is pure manipulation. The amount of shorts that we piled in Friday the 13th as well, they love all this nonsense story that goes along with what they're actually doing, which is just dumping price and moving price around. Friday the 13th, they dump below the support, and then look what happens to price. If we zoom out, it is literally up and to the right, and if you'd bought on that Friday the 13th, even after today's dump, you would be up 193%. I think it topped up 255%. So it's just the nature of markets, and this isn't crypto related. They do it in every single market, but it's important to understand that these liquidation events, these market makers, are designed to shake you out of position. They're designed to scoop up coins, and one of the big reasons right now that they keep doing it and it keeps happening, feels like it's happening more often, I don't know if it is or that's just emotions, is because they know they have institutional investors that want to buy loads and loads of crypto, but they don't have anyone to, they don't have stock. They're running low. Solana, apparently there's a supply shock. Ethereum, you see Trump buying loads of it. Bitcoin every weekend seems to dump down, and then Wall Street buys it back up. There's not a lot of actual crypto on these exchanges, so the only way for them to supply these institutional investors is to crash the price and scoop up cheap altcoins when people sell them and panic sell them. Let's have a quick look at gold. So one of the other things that is unique to Alpha is we look at alternative investments. We've been massively bullish on gold. This was a chart we shared in CC Pro a few days ago. Maybe talk about that in a second. But yeah, we've been talking about gold for so long. We've been going on about buying gold. I think I started streaming January. I think it was January 23, and I'm pretty sure on that first stream we spoke about gold. So gold was $1,700 back then, and we had kind of set this as a short-term target. We are now, what is that, double? Nah, nearly double, and gold just keeps putting on higher and higher weekly all-time highs, and this is how we know money printing is coming. Gold signals that. So gold tells us, gold normally front runs money printing. Gold knows central banks buy gold when they know that money printing is coming, because it offsets the inflation of the currency. And just to show, somebody asked the other day, would you move your crypto into gold rather than just holding your crypto through the bear market? So Bitcoin peaked at $69,000 here, and by November 2022, Bitcoin was $15,500. At the same period, gold had went from $1,800 an ounce to $1,775 an ounce. So much better at protecting your wealth during these drawdowns, but obviously you don't get the massive upside of Bitcoin. So gold is definitely an option. The golden thematic on SwissBorg is where I'll probably put a lot of profits during the next bear market to just protect that, and then hopefully make some gains if gold goes on another rally. So I saw somebody ask about sushi, and to be fair, we're not necessarily doing requests, but I wanted to cover a few coins that I think are way undervalued. Sushi is one of them, down at 91 cents. It's had a nice reaction today, but it literally dumped as low as this kind of bear market accumulation zone. We are below the 200-day moving average as well, so I'd probably wait to see that reclaimed tomorrow. I do think tomorrow we get a follow through pump, but this is a nice reversal candle on Sushi. I don't think it's going to drop below this level, which to be fair still like a 30% drop, isn't it? 25%. So yeah, Sushi I think undervalued. I think Algo bounced nicely off the 200-day moving average, so yeah, I can see it moving up. Uniswap as well, back down at $9. I think Uniswap could potentially run really hard if it gets that clarity of regulation. And from here, we are talking 360% move to all-time high. I think it'll blitz the all-time high this cycle. One of the reasons I think it's struggling right now is all the volume is on Solana. Uniswap's a Ethereum-based DEX, so predominantly Ethereum volume on Uniswap, although you can do other chains like Arbitrum and Base, but the big one's Ethereum, and right now Ethereum's obviously lagging the market. As soon as the Ethereum volume returns and we see that shift back to Ethereum, which is coming, don't let MD on Twitter believe you, as soon as that shift happens, then I think things like Uniswap, SushiSwap, anything related to Ethereum will run pretty hard. So yeah, I think Uniswap at $9 today was a bargain. I wonder if MD caught any of these wick lows, because yeah, there were some nice opportunities if you could pull the trigger. There's another coin, FET. So I'm sure this, I don't know too much about it, but I'm pretty sure this merged like 3 or 4 coins. If you actually look at the price action, it actually dropped as low as its February 2024 price, which is crazy. Because I don't hold this, but because Trump is bullish on crypto and AI and he keeps mentioning them together, I think some AI cryptos will do very well, and for me something that's back to kind of February level seems very undervalued in my opinion. And this is the Bitcoin chart. So what is glaringly obvious from this is we are back to this level here, and December 2020, just before the massive run up to all-time high for Bitcoin happened, we retraced to this level. If you didn't see these charts yourself, you would literally think we were making it up, but look what happens every time we've touched this level. December 2017, this was just before Ethereum went on to all-time high. Bitcoin had just put in its all-time high literally on this day, and then for the next month Ethereum and altcoins went into a crazy altcoin season, peaking in January 2018. Then we've retraced back to here, December 2020. We all know what happened into the 2021 bull run. Bitcoin peaked in April at $64,000, and the entire market went on a crazy run. I think Ethereum done $4,800 by May, and you can see that the Ethereum Bitcoin chart just absolutely pumped. It just feels like a simulation. We're back at this level right as Trump's pro-crypto. He's just taken office, talking about digital asset reserve, and he's buying Ethereum hand over fist. Feels very strange. So yeah, I would expect, let's put a little, I would expect this to be the bottom for the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Obviously we could drop and fill this wick with some candles, but I do think this wick low will be the bottom. I think the tide is shifting towards Ethereum and the altcoin market, and that is going to be very bullish for everybody. Fraser, are you more bullish after this liquidation event? I wouldn't say I'm more bullish. I would say I was very bullish last week. The charts all looked amazing. We had Ethereum looking very strong for a bounce. every single thing that comes out right now is bullish for Bitcoin and crypto, whether it be anything to do with the economy. It just all points to massive money printing, whether it be China, Japan, the EU, US, crypto, digital assets. All these things are just lining up for a massive year of money printing, which benefits Bitcoin and crypto. So I was mega bullish anyway, but now that we've had this flush, it does feel like there's no liquidity below anymore. There's not a lot of leverage below. They've literally annihilated all that leverage. So right now, all the liquidations that are going to happen are shorts, and they all sit above the kind of $104,000 to $108,000 level. And when we close them, there will just be a cascading effect, and that will propel us to 115k. And then the news will carry us through, and then I think that's kind of us. I think we could just see a nice period of green in the markets. Scott's asking if USDT is safe. I assume you mean Tether, the stablecoin. For me, USDT is 100% safe. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a reversal from the EU on their USDT stance. Tether is the 15th biggest holder of US government debt. They hold billions in US treasuries, and in my opinion, the Trump administration is going to use stablecoins to issue loads of government debt and force stablecoins to hold them as collateral for issuing stablecoins. And if they do that, I think if Bitcoin goes to 200k, it's worth something like $2 trillion of buy pressure for treasuries. So for me, Tether is completely safe. If Tether goes down, then the US government has a massive issue. So Tether now becomes too big to fail, a bit like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. So yeah, I think Tether's fine. I think the EU are just anti-crypto, anti-innovation, anti-tech, anti-business, anti-freedom, anti-everything, and they just want to clamp down on people using stuff that they can't spy on, which is why they don't like Tether. So yeah, but I think realistically, if the Trump administration endorses Tether, then the EU is going to fall in line, like everybody else has fallen in line with Trump over the last 24 hours. He announced tariffs and they all started begging, pleading with him to scrap them. The EU will do the exact same. But yeah, if you mean the meme, then I mean, it's as safe as a meme. So completely determined by your risk tolerance as a meme coin. Could go to 0, could go 100x. Right now, at this stage, I'd probably have less of an allocation to meme coins personally, but that's only because I think utility tokens are completely undervalued, and that's where the narrative shift is going. And I think the Trump meme coin probably marked the top for meme coins. You see, is it Murad, that meme lord guy? He's down $10 million in the last 24 hours. He's down 85% in the last 3 months. Like, yeah, I think it's been rinsed for all it was worth. I think some meme coins will still do well. I still hold some XRP memes. I've still got some Solana based memes. I bought some Pepe as well because I think it'll do well, but the majority of my focus is on utility coins. Yeah, SwissBorg had ridiculous volume. There was loads of volume, just like everyone. So yeah. But yeah, nice reaction from the market overall. Be nice to see XRP follow through tomorrow with some more green. I do think we'll get an announcement from the court case in the next 60 days. I think by the end of March it'll be done. XRP will be $5 plus. Solana bounced nicely. It was down 176, now back over $200, which was the March high. So a close above here is really bullish for me on Solana. Just builds that confidence that this is a support level, and yeah, I do expect us to see some all-time highs coming in over the next 8 weeks. By the end of March, I would expect Bitcoin to have definitely, well, I think Bitcoin will do a new all-time high in the next couple of weeks. I think Ethereum by the end of March will have done an all-time high, and we'll see a lot more moves in the market, especially if we get some liquidity flowing. Because remember, one of the important things right now is Bitcoin moves against the DXY. So let's have a look. As you can see, Bitcoin topped here. Yeah, about here, sorry, on the DXY. And the DXY ran hard until the bottom for crypto. So this was the bottom for the bear market, October, November 2022. So crypto moves opposite to the DXY, but we've not seen that this last year. We've actually saw Bitcoin, crypto move up slightly slowly, but with the DXY. And I think that's why we're not seeing altcoins move as much, because all the liquidity is just going to Bitcoin. So we're seeing Bitcoin and DXY rise. As soon as this properly starts dumping, then and by properly I mean like we start taking out some of these key levels, like down here, this 99 level, we're going to see massive liquidity move in the market. And the fact that we're at $101,000 and the DXY is up at 108 is so bullish. We also it looks like we're going to fall short of testing this high again, which is bullish because that's just a lower high. We've not managed to reclaim the 702. Very bullish for me. It means the DXY is going to dump and risk assets will pump, which we're seeing with gold anyway. It's kind of leading the way. If you're not on CC Pro, you've probably gone insane over the last 24, 48 hours. It's a bit like anything in life. If you want to do it well, you get a coach, you get a trainer. CC Pro is your kind of holds your hand through the tough times and helps you during the good times as well, because bear markets are tough, but bull runs are very tough, as we're experiencing now. If you're not in CC Pro, the link's in the description. It's well worth your membership. You get daily updates, you get up to the minute updates when the markets are crashing, charts analysis, and of course live streams. This was just a bit of a taster of what we do every week with our alpha members, which are kind of our VIPs in CC Pro, if you like to call them that. We also do alternative investments for alpha members as well. But yeah, sign up to CC Pro. We will have much more content this week, and hopefully tomorrow we'll see some follow through in price. But it's been a pretty bullish day given where we started about 4 AM this morning when there was blood in the streets. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you very, very soon.